Today on Argo News, aspiring designers at UWF captivate with a fashion show.
We'll look into the polarizing topic of concealed carry permits.
And a way to see The Force Awakens on the big screen, free of charge.
All this and more, Argo News starts right now. Good afternoon and welcome to Argo News. I'm Tony Reed.
As always, I'm Nigel Lambie, and may I say we have quite the show for those who have decided to tune in today.
Smooth, calm, and collected. These three words describe the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity.
Jonathan Hall, a member of Kappa Alpha Psi, explains what his fraternal organization is all about.
Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Our motto is achievement. Achievement in every field of human endeavor. That means any and everything that we put our mind to, we can do. And we will strive to be the best at everything we can do. Here in Pensacola, we have a couple of different things that we try to do. We do community service. We work with the Boys and Girls Club, Keep Pensacola Beautiful. We also have our Kappa League and God Right programs where we help mentor young boys in the city to become future leaders of America, man. Shimmy Like a Noob is a competition for the ladies. Because we all know they be in the mirror trying to throw their shoulders back, just practicing because it's so smooth. So we got a couple teams together and y'all in for a good show. It is a competition. We have about 3 teams performing today, and it's a cash prize for the winning team. I feel like people should come support us because we want to support them. Because it's a circle. We give to the community, we give y'all a dope event, y'all come out, y'all enjoy the parties and everything. We go back, we give to the community. Y'all see us out there, we doing that, and we want to be able to support community as they've supported us.
Shimmy Like a Noob is the first of many community service events that Kappa Alpha Psi has to hold in the near future. I'm Nigel Lambie, reporting for Argo News. Life. While many of us take it for granted, there are those whose life hang in the balance. Greg Hartung has more on the issue.
While babies born prematurely can be a troubling topic, one UWF class is teaming up with a charity to remedy this issue.
Our leadership communication course, we try to partner with any nonprofit organization, try to teach our students volunteerism and also to raise some funds. And so every semester we pick a nonprofit organization. This particular time we picked the March of Dimes specifically for the premature babies because of the high rate of in Escambia County. So the whole thing is really in learning how to partner with a nonprofit organization in kind of like a project management aspect of it. And also public relations from the standpoint of putting the word out. Each week we've been going into the commons and tabling for coins to support March of Dimes. We've also done events such as the Carnival, which we just had just before spring break. A lot of fun, a lot of activities, and of course a lot of fundraising that happened during that time frame. Also, we've had coming up again is the Publix, that's going to last for 3 weeks. We've partnered with them, trying to reach a goal over $400,000. Again, volunteering and also supporting that. So we've got many events, that we've done within our class. The main goal really is to teach my students the service to others, to be a servant of the community. And I think it just brings a partnership to the relationship of UWF and also the community. So I think that's a major benefit of that, and also to see how effective it is to be part of something that you can be part of and be proud of.
For more information on how you can contribute, go to marchofdimes.org. I'm Greg Hartung, reporting for Argo News.
Uprising designers are taking over Pensacola. Taja Ng has more on this story.
UWF is full of many talents.
Rebel actually came from a movement that we were kind of trying to create. It came from the idea of trying to be different. A rebel, it goes against the odds and it goes against the stereotypical things that normal people put on us. And Rebel was just a way to let people know that what we're doing is not normal, it's not conventional. What we're doing is unconventional and it's different. We don't have an exact designer line, however, we're stylists. And we will be coming out soon, actually, with the design and our own designs, and it will be on the Rebel as well, because we're rebellious, we want something different, we want something unconventional. However, at the moment, we just have Rebel stylists. The designer line that we are going to make under Rebel is going to consist of natural, everyday wear to be stylish, and also gowns. We're really big on gowns. We want something flowy, a really classy, elegant look is something that we're going to be looking for as well. But also we're going to have your everyday wear and just a really swagged out type of style, something that's really urban and nice to wear that anybody can wear, as well as a high-end side. So we're going to be a little bit diverse with it, but we definitely have a lot of different styles coming. My inspiration for putting this show together was actually the previous fashion shows I've seen here. Every time I saw them, they were nice, however, they lacked individuality. It wasn't different. It was just the same old stereotypical fashion show. We're just showing clothes. And where I'm from and what I've grown up and what I've learned about fashion is that fashion is much more than just clothing. Fashion is music, fashion is art, fashion is singing. Fashion encompasses so many things. So to only show the clothing aspect of fashion is not doing fashion justice.
Keep an eye out for designer Linton Lewis as he impacts the world with fashion. I'm Taja Ng reporting for Argo News.
ESPN Pensacola covers a wide array of area teams, but putting it all together can be quite the challenge.
Pensacola's only sports radio station gives us a behind-the-scenes look as to what it takes to make it in the business.
I always wondered when I was younger how radio works, because it's great to just turn on a dial and listen, but it's the sponsors that make anything run, just like any business. And during the course of the day, I get here at 9, cut the sports breaks throughout the day for all the live local news so people can get that twice every single hour throughout the course of the day. And then we as well have a chance to take care of our clientele when it comes to being part of the show. So we cover a diverse, wide variety of sports in the area. MMA has grown with Island Fights, Roy Jones Jr., what he brings to the area. Great golfers like Bubba Watson, guys like Jerry Pate. So we're really excited because of the wide range that some other cities might not have. And our daily jobs here to cover those sports with our local shows, Paul Chestnut at 11 to noon with Charlie Ward as well, and then myself doing the drive from 5 to 7. But it's a very tight-knit family group community, very similar to a lot of people here in the South. At ESPN, when we're done here during the course of the shows, we get involved with any type of local thing going on, local event. We try to be out there helping out the community, handing out different ESPN stickers or bags or koozies or whatever the people can use, and that's really, for the most part, what we're just trying to get involved in the community and community events going on. I would say for the kids, if you're starting off in broadcasting, that it's something where it's going to take a little bit of time. Don't expect to be making 6 figures right out of college. It doesn't work that way, but just continue to persevere, because if you love it, you might take other routes. You might work at restaurants. You might go out there. You might work at your dad's car dealership. You might do this, but eventually, if you believe that you're good and you have a passion for broadcasting, then you need to continue to pursue that, because it'll be out there for you.
Tune in to ESPN Pensacola at 101.1 FM, 1450 AM. I'm Tony Reed reporting for Argo News. Reporter Ian Frost goes inside the ring to reveal the brutal showmanship of pro wrestling.
If you think pro wrestling's fake or staged, these guys and girls are ready to prove you wrong here in the squared circle.
I got into pro wrestling in 2001, but I've always been a fan since I was a little kid. I used to do high school wrestling, and it just kind of like, I always had that, I want to train, I want to go learn, I want to be part of, pro wrestling. So once I joined the military, that's when I decided, okay, well, here's my chance to go train. And I went to school through the NWA, and that's where my career started. It only took about 6 months of training, and I was in the ring constantly, every weekend wrestling. So there's an adrenaline rush to it all. Like, for example, I'm scared of heights. But when I'm out there, I could go to the top rope, throw myself off the top rope to the outside, and my fear is gone. There's definitely, as soon as I come out through that curtain, there's definitely that adrenaline rush, and I feed off of it, and I feed off of the crowd. It's just an adrenaline that gets me going. So that's the feeling I get for it. And the louder the crowd is, the more I get into it, and the more you're gonna see from me. So it's definitely something that you gotta experience it to actually know what I'm talking about. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's once you feel it, you'll know. You'll be like, dang, that was good.
Through all their stunts, theatrics, and showmanship, these wrestlers have proven you can't call pro wrestling anything but real. I'm Ian Frost reporting for Argo News.
For one night only, UWF students will be able to relieve the thrill and watch the newest addition to this record-breaking saga.
When it comes to quality movies, it's easy to turn to the dark side, but this is one film you won't feel forced to watch.
I work with the Department of Housing and Residence Life. I am the programming assistant for the department, and basically what I deal with a lot of programming, large, small. I work with our living learning communities. I also advise one of our student organizations, and I basically am the face for all the programmings that we do here for the department. We are having a Escape to a Galaxy Far, Far Away movie extravaganza. We're basically premiering Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. And it's a really exciting opportunity because we're partnering with the Residence Hall Association and the Department of Housing and Residence Life to provide all of our residents the opportunity to see this movie for free, which is really cool. We really wanted to give the students an opportunity to escape, to relax, to calm down before finals and graduation. In total, the film itself costs around $1,000. That doesn't include shipping, that doesn't include snacks, like concessions, popcorn, the snacks most people eat when they go to a theater, advertising, setting up, and just any other knickknacks that come up that you just weren't expecting. It costs $1,000 mostly for the streaming rights, to get the license to be able to legally show this film. It's being released early for us. It's not out on DVD yet. And so in order to do that, we have to get the license to do it so we don't get in trouble. It's the first time the Department of Housing and Residence Life has done anything like this, something big and major, something so expensive like a movie. But it's worth it in the end, because it's like, if we can give someone an opportunity to enjoy a night, have fun, relax, make memories, and have friends, why put a value on it, a monetary value on it?
The showtime for Star Wars The Force Awakens will happen April 6th at 9 p.m. located at the Conference Center inside the University Commons. I'm Natasha Geronimi reporting for Argo News.
If you are a chemistry major and considering pursuing your degree at UWF, reporter Jenna Bailey has information that may help you make your decision.
If your passion is science, maybe a degree in chemistry is right for you.
So with the class, you are like, and especially those beginning classes and in the labs, you pretty much are always either working with a group and the professor tells you exactly what to do, and you're kind of, led by the hand. And with research, and it depends on the professor. Some professors will be there to, guide you or help you in every single step of the way. Some professors will just let you go, let you work on your own, and it's either sink or swim. So what I do is we make these nanoparticles called quantum dots, and they're really cool because depending on their size, they are able to basically glow different colors. And so these different colors, because they correspond to different sizes, you can actually fine-tune them. And so I'm pretty sure you've heard about quantum dot televisions and stuff like that. And so what you could do is, since you can control these really small particles to such a fine color scheme, you can control different aspects of color with TVs or LED lights and even solar cells, and even in a biological application you can use them for tumor targeting. I really want to work with research that deals with anything with CO2 emissions or any type of alternative energy. I really think that one of the most important things that just isn't talked about or there's not enough research on it, and to speak, there is tons of research on it, but I feel like it's just not progressing as fast. But then I guess eventually after that, working industry or academia, I would really like to start a school. High school students are not exposed to true elements of science or chemistry, And I think it'd be really great to be able to bring that to them. So that's a eventual goal. But yeah.
That was very insightful. I think Brandon has a great future as an educator. At UWF, you can too. I'm Jenna Bailey reporting for Argo News.
What do you actually know about a concealed carry permit? Reporter Becca Worley shoots the breeze to find out the details.
Do you want to know the truth about a concealed carry permit?
So a concealed carry permit gives the holder the ability to carry a firearm on their persons or in a bag or a purse loaded in a public place. It also gives the holder the ability to have a loaded firearm usable access in a vehicle, and then also will allow you to bypass the 3 business day hold when purchasing a handgun. I think concealed carry and firearms in general is a very controversial thing, mainly because you have one group of people that have very limited knowledge or experience with firearms. They're usually people that grow up without having them, not being educated in the sport of firearms or even the protection aspect. So they've always been told that firearms are bad. On the other hand, you have a group of people that are very pro-gun and they enjoy using firearms for recreation, for sport. They've usually grown up around them. They see the value in having them. So you just have 2 different people, kind of clashing, and neither can quite, see each other's, way of thinking. So usually with your anti-gun side, they tend to think that people that have concealed carry firearms are, trying to be police officers. They're running the streets looking for chances to use their gun, which is incorrect. People with the license, they just simply want to be able to, protect themselves when that situation arises.
If you are interested in getting your concealed carry permit, come to the Oak Ridge Gun Range in Gulf Breeze, Florida on Wednesdays and Saturdays to find more information. I'm Rebecca Worley reporting for Argo News.
Are you feeling overwhelmed on gallery night? That could one day change. Our Argo News reporter has more.
From End of the Lines open mics to Earth Day and Creative Compassions, he has organized over 400 events, and he has some big ideas on how to shake things up in the community.
Gallery night years ago used to be a really cool thing, in my opinion. This is just Rick speaking about what Rick feels. It used to be about art. It's called gallery night for a reason. Now it's a street party. And if that's what you're into, it's a lot of fun. I don't drink, I don't smoke. So to me, I go when I know someone's playing somewhere or somebody's showing their work somewhere. But otherwise, it just is turned into a street party. It's like a New Orleans street party. It used to be more about art and music and bringing people downtown for that. And now it's a big party. So I think it's great for downtown. It brings thousands of people downtown at night, and that's what the city's trying to do. We could have a big party. I think I would make it more centralized entertainment where you have right now there's a lot of competing music that's within 200 feet of each other, and it's just like this big blaring sound of noise. I would look at it more as have more planned and laid out music to where it's not so competing, because sometimes it's just way too much stimuli. It's just too much all at once, and I find myself just blazing right through, not even looking at faces or looking at anything just to get to a destination because there's just too much.
Rick Kindle has always put the art before the party. I'm Mincy Netanyahu reporting for Argo News.
Writing a book and being published is on everyone's bucket list, but for one UWF student, this dream has become a reality.
You could be here in a dorm room when creativity sparks.
I've been getting a lot of support from many organizations on campus, especially my sorority sisters and my parents. My parents were a little like, well, should she be a published author? We don't know yet. But then they changed their minds, like, you know what, it makes her happy, so good job, Mel. But I've been getting a lot of support. People have been buying the book. I've sold 31 or 32 copies so far. Very happy about that. Can't wait till I reach the 40 mark. But I've been getting a lot of support, which I'm very happy about. People share my stuff on Instagram and Snapchat and Facebook and stuff like that. So I've been getting a lot of support. Well, that's a toughie because like because it just comes randomly sometimes. Like, oh, what if I write a story about this? But mainly it comes from experiences, and like if I hear the story from someone, just random conversation, like what if there was a story about that, you know? Because there was this one conversation that I overheard where some guy's like, well, on New Year's Eve we were really drunk. I'm like, what could I write about that? But that's how it comes to me sometimes. Well, never give up, and if someone tells you can't do something, just say, watch me, because like anybody has the potential, you just have to work for it, you know? And creativity, you have to be devoted to it. You have to be, you have to think about it. You're like, what if this is different? What can I make more interesting? Stuff like that.
Never be afraid to pursue your passions. I'm Ben White reporting for Argo News.
Living on the Gulf Coast gives one the opportunity to sink into outdoor activities that reach new depths of discovery.
Living on the Gulf of Mexico means that the best kinds of sports are water sports.
Yeah, so scuba diving is essentially exploring the underwater world, but instead of using a snorkel to breathe from the surface, which kind of limits your range of movement in the water, we're using a tank of air. Actually, what prompted my initial certification as an open water scuba diver was coming to UWF to be in the Maritime Archaeology Master's program. And once I did that, I found that I really loved it, and I just kept going with it, and I wanted to get as far as I could, and it's always nice to get a professional ranking out of something that you really enjoy. Depending on where you get your open water scuba certification, it might take different amounts of time. A typical class for me is worked in one weekend. So I usually do a classroom session on Thursday night, which basically goes over the e-learning that you've already done online over the previous week. It's to highlight some of the major points from the e-learning to show you how to set up your scuba gear. Friday night we go into what we call the confined water, which is basically a fancy word for pool. And we do a lot of our skills in the pool. We do a couple swims to make sure that you can actually swim before you get out and do scuba diving. And then on Saturday and Sunday, we'll do our scuba dives. Usually we'll do 2 per day, about 20 to 30 minutes each. And we'll go over all of the skills and add a little bit more from what we did in the pool. There's kind of a route that you have to take to become an instructor. So you start as an open water diver, which you can swim to, or you can dive to 60 feet with open water certification. And then you get your advanced diver certification, which allows you to go to 130 feet and do a little bit different environments while you're diving. And then after that, the next step is to take a rescue diver course, which teaches you how to basically mitigate problems in the water and to solve problems and prevent problems as well from happening. And then after that, you do a dive master course. And the Dive Master course allows you to lead certified divers in the water. You know a little bit more about gear issues so that you can repair things in the field as it comes up. And then once you've done your Dive Master, you can get to your instructor level certification. There's no reason to be frightened or afraid because you know essentially what to do. In scuba diving, we always say you want to stop, think, and then act.
Getting scuba certified is easy. UWF even has a scuba club that'll help you do it for a discounted price, and you'll get a discount on all your gear. I'm Karina DiGregorio, reporting for Argo News.
Are you interested in doing more for your community? Reporter Jasmine Shivers looks into one club that empowers leadership among students.
There's one UWF club that's all about being that helping hand.
The Rotaract Club is a student organization on campus. We're a service organization. We are directly affiliated with the Rotary International. Specifically, we're funded by Cantonment Rotary. We're a service organization mostly. We like to give back to the community, but it's a good way to stay involved in student life. Find other people that are concerned citizens and concerned students that want to do more than just party or spend all of their time studying. I found through my time here at UWF that I began to be more concerned with my community. One day I met a gentleman who asked me if I wanted to come to a Rotary meeting, and I decided to go. And when I was a little skeptical to begin with, but once I got there I realized that some of the best people I've ever known were there, you know, some people that I admire, but people that have something that they can give to me just the same way that I can give to them. As president of the Rotaract Club, my duties include organizing the meeting, keeping on top of everyone, making sure that everybody's contributing, but also talking with Rotary International members. During my tenure, which began in the fall semester, we began with Hundreds of Hands for Westgate, which is a program that they've done here at UWF Rotary Act has conducted on the Cannon Green. After that, we did a 9-mile road cleanup in Pace. Additionally, we took on a new project with Cantonment Rotary, where we just built a playground for a school in Warrington over the past 2 weekends. On Fridays, we hold our meetings in Building 11, Room 121 at 4:30 p.m. and we encourage any students to come.
For more information on how to become a part of the UWF Rotaract Club, you can email John Cannon at jlc119@students.uwf.edu. I'm Jasmine Shivers, reporting for Argo News.
Video games are a complex art form that blends artistic vision with a multitude of technical knowledge. One club on campus has set out to develop a series of games.
Do you like video games? Are you curious at what goes on behind the scenes? If so, this club may be what you're looking for.
We split the group up into artists and programmers, and with the programmers, they have their own subgroups that they split each other into so the work doesn't get overlapped too much, but so that everyone keeps organized and knows what to do. So artists, we do the same process just so we can keep organized. So we'd have someone create the model, then someone will texture it, and then someone will animate it. Well, one of the goals is that you're building a portfolio to hopefully get a job in the field of game development. So we're trying to find things that would actually benefit people and try to get them to do stuff that they want to actually do as a job. We're actually making a 3D battle arena right now because our first game was actually a 2D platformer, so we wanted to move into a 3D space to get that practice of what most games will be made nowadays. If someone needs help on trying to learn a program or they've never touched it before, a lot of us do have already previous knowledge on using the programs, so then we can give them assistance and tips on what to do. And also we also do create a library of tutorials that they can go off of as well. You can get more information from our Facebook page. Just search UWF Game Development.
If you'd like to learn more about the Game Development Club, go check out their Facebook page, or even go check them out in their lab. I'm Robin Medeiros, reporting for Argo News.
The Student Environmental Action Society is hosting an event on April 3rd to bring attention to the destruction of a local wildlife sanctuary. Blake Baylor has more.
If you're one of those students that cares about the natural beauty of the campus, the SEAS organization may be the organization for you.
Pretty much what we do in the club is we do a number of environmental awareness projects both on campus and in the community. Some of them is primarily just volunteer, focusing on the environmental sector, and other things we do is to talk about environmental justice issues going around the area and trying to teach the community about things that they can do to make a difference. Save Our Sanctuary, SOS, is the name of our event that we're having out in the Bars Firestone Wildlife Sanctuary on the back of campus behind the police station and adjacent to the track and soccer fields. Essentially what the event, this first event, is to kind of create a little social atmosphere around the sanctuary, because a lot of people, even students that go here, don't know that the sanctuary even exists, or that there are trails back there that you can go on. And we want this event to be kind of like a social gathering to bring like-minded individuals together and give us an opportunity to talk about what we want to see the area as far as being protected and the development that's going to be going on in the years to come. According to the master plan, they plan on developing a large portion of the area. And it's just really important because this campus has always kind of symbolized nature and preservation to a lot of people, and in seeing our school kind of developing into that that expected everyday college look, for a lot of people isn't what they really want to see.
To find more information and the updated schedule of the events, and also to find the petition to save the Bars Firestone Sanctuary, you can go online to their website at uwf.edu/seas. I'm Blake Baylor, reporting for Argo News.
That does it for us today on Argo News.
Join us next week for another episode of